So we're going to have our notes out from yesterday, operations on fractions, and we're going to continue on the second section, which is multiplying fractions. In order to multiply fractions, you're going to have 4 steps that you're going to follow. It's the exact same 4 steps that we did today in our opener. Step 1 was the new thing that I threw at you guys, where we can reduce any blank with any what? You guys remember? So when we're multiplying fractions, we can reduce any with any. Well, we're dealing with fractions. We're not dealing with decimals. Remember how I did top? You can top and bottom. So you can reduce any numerator reduce any numerator with any denominator. Ooh. There, put it on there. So after you reduce any numerator with any denominator, you just basically follow the regular multiplication rules. So step 2, you multiply your what together? The top row. The numerator. After you multiply the numerators, you're going to multiply the denominator. And since if you reduce from the beginning, you probably won't need to do step 4. But step 4, you always have to check and make sure fractions suck, because then you have to make sure you can't. Final step, it's always going to be the last step when dealing with fractions. What's the last step every single time when you're dealing with fractions? Simplify. Now, if you reduced at the beginning, you shouldn't have to simplify at the end. But those are the 4 steps. Were you able to get the 2 lanyards?
Yeah, they're...
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so now, once you have those 4 parts down, go ahead and flip it over. And we're going to have 4 example problems that we're going to do together. You're welcome. They didn't charge you, did they? Okay. All right, let's take a look at our first one. Now, I want you guys to try it without your calculators. So let's try to do it with the steps that we took on our notes on the previous page. So we have 2/3 times 5/7. Now, step 1 says I can simplify or reduce. I can reduce any numerator, so any top number with any bottom number. So I like to do math like I read. I go left to right. So I start with my first numerator. My first top number is 2. Can I simplify this numerator with this denominator? No. What about 2 and 7? Can I simplify that?
No.
Okay. So I move on to the next numerator, which is 5. Can I simplify this top number with this bottom one, 5/7? How about 5 and 3? Can I reduce those?
No.
No. So step 1 I can't do in this particular fraction, this particular problem. So then I move to step 2. Step 2 says multiply your numerators. So multiply your numerators. What's 2 times 5?
10.
Okay. Step 3 says multiply your denominators. So if you multiply your denominators, you're going to multiply what together, Nick?
12, 7, 3.
And you get?
21.
Now, you always want to double check to make sure you can't simplify. 10 over 21, can you reduce that?
No, you can't.
No, you can't. You're right. So that's our final answer. Everybody have it? Okay, let's take a look at example number 2. So example number 2, we're going to follow the same steps again. We're first going to see if we can reduce any numerator with any denominator. So we're going to look at our first numerator of 2. Can I reduce it with the denominator of 3?
No.
Okay. Then I'm going to look at my second denominator. Can I reduce 2 and 4? Yeah, what are they both divisible by? Okay, so what's 2 divided by 2? 1. What's 4 divided by 2?
2.
Good. Now, once I get to 1, I know I can't reduce that any further. So I move on to my next numerator, which is 3. So I look to see, can I reduce this numerator with the denominator 2? Can I reduce 3 and 2? No. What about 3 and 3?
Yes.
Yeah, what do the 3's go to? Yeah. So 3 and 3 are both divisible by 3, which would bring both of these numbers to a 1. Okay? We have step 1 complete. So step 1 is complete. Step 2. What do I do for step 2, Jemiah? Look at your notes. Look at your notes. Flip it over. So step 2, multiplying fractions. Yeah, multiply our numerators. So what's my numerators?
1.
Times? Which equals? So, 1. Step 3, Asia. What do I do now? If you don't remember, look at your notes. Flip your note sheet over. What's step 3 say to do? Yeah, multiply your denominators. So what are your denominators, Asia? Well, we simplified and we got rid of them. So our denominators are going to be, 1 times 2, which is? Step 4, Kelsey? Last step? No, not yet. You're right, technically, but always fractions. We always want to double check and make sure that we can't further simplify it. Can I further simplify this? No. So then I'm going to box it. If you reduce correctly at the very beginning, when you multiply, you won't have to simplify at the end. I thought you told me you needed a lanyard. Give me that extra lanyard then. You don't need 2 lanyards. That way somebody else ever needs one, we have it. All right. Everybody have this one down. Moving right along. Okay, so 12 over 25 times 15 over 56. If you would multiply your numerators and then multiply your denominators from the very beginning, you're going to have pretty large numbers to have to reduce. So I think it's best to follow step 1, simplify or reduce any numerator with any denominator. So I'm going to look at 12 and 25. Can I reduce 12 and 25? No, I can't. So then I'm going to look, can I reduce 12 and 56? Yes. What are they both divisible by? 12 and 56? Sure. Ends in even numbers, right?
2.
Any even number we know automatically is divisible by 2. Okay, so let's do it by 2. So what's 12 divided by 2?
6.
Okay. What's 56 divided by 2?
12.
Use your calculator, double check. What's 56 divided by 2?
28.
Okay. Can I further, oh, that is an ugly 8. I can't handle that. Okay. Can I further reduce 6 and 28?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, by what number?
4.
Nope, I can't take 6 divided by 4.
2.
2. So what's 6 divided by 2?
3.
What's 28 divided by 2?
14.
Okay. So now I'm at 3 and 14. Can I reduce 3 and 14 any further?
No.
No. So I'm going to move to my next numerator. So remember, my new number is 3 for this fraction. My new number is 14 for this fraction. So now I have 15. Can I reduce 15 and 14?
No.
No. Can I reduce 15 and 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they both divisible by? 5. So what's 15 divided by 5?
3.
What's 25 divided by 5? All right, I'm going to check one more time. Can I reduce 3 with 5? Can I reduce 3 with 5?
No.
Nope. Can I reduce 3 with 14? Nope. 3 and 14, no. 3 and 5, no. So now I know I cannot reduce any of the other numbers. So now I move to step 2. What was step 2 again, Brendan? Not denominators, your numerators, your top numbers. So what's 3 times 3, anybody?
2 times 3 is 9.
Okay. Step 3 says to do what? Multiply my denominators. What's 5 times 14?
70.
9 over 70. Check one more time. Can I reduce or simplify 9 over 70?
No.
No. There's my final answer. Have you guys ever reduced like this before? At the beginning? I did not learn how to reduce like that until Mr. Betts showed me. I thought it was pretty neat. Okay. Now we're going to get into some fun stuff. So now we're going to multiply 3 fractions following the same steps. So we have 14 over 33 times 55 over 14 times 6 over 35. So I'll give you a second to write that down. Okay, so here we go. Can you simplify? So we're going to start with my first numerator, and we're going to work it all through the denominators. So can you simplify 14 and 33?
No.
What about 14 and 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they both go to?
2.
7.
Well, think about it.
8.
14 and 14. What are they both divisible by?
Oh, shoot. 2.
7.
They're both divisible by 7, you're right. They're both divisible by 2, you're right. But what else? 14, yeah. 14 and 14 are both divisible by 14. So 14 and 14, they're both divisible by 14. They go down to ones. Okay? Well, once I have 1, I know I can't go any further. So I go to my next numerator. 55 and 33.
Yes.
What are they both divisible by?
11.
Very good. So what's 55 divided by 11?
5.
Okay. What's 33 divided by 11?
3.
Okay. Can you reduce 5 and 3 any further? Nope. Okay. So we know 1 can't reduce because you're done with 1s. 5 and 3 can't. 5 and 1 can't. So I move to my next number, 6.
2.
Can 6, well let's start, can 6 and 35 be reduced?
No.
No. Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think it can.
No. No.
Okay.
5.
So then we're going to go 6 and 1. Can you reduce that?
Yes. Well, no.
No. What about 6 and 3?
Yes.
What are they both divisible by?
2.
Okay, so 6 divided by 2 is?
3.
And 3 divided by 2? Wait. Sorry, they're both divisible by what?
3.
3. So 6 divided by 3 is?
2.
Do you guys tell me that or did I do that backwards?
You did that.
3 divided by 3 is?
1.
1. Okay. So we have 1 there. Can 2 and 35 be simplified at all?
No.
No. I feel like there's one more part that can be simplified.
Yes.
What?
35.
You already did that.
Well, not 35 and 55, but 35 and
5.
nice. So what's 35 and 5 both divisible by?
5. Isn't it 5?
5, yeah. What's 5 divided by 5?
1.
What's 35 divided by 5?
7.
All right. Look again. Is there anything else that I can simplify? Any other top that I can simplify with the bottom? No, I don't think so either. So now we go to step 2. Multiply our numerators. So we have 3 numerators. 1 times 1 is?
1.
Times 2?
2.
Then I look at my denominators. 1, 1, and 7. So 1 times 1 is?
7.
1. 1 times 7 is? 7. Last step. Again, just check. Can you simplify 2 and 7?
No.
Nope. So that's our final answer. And that is multiplying fractions. Do you have any questions? All right.